Okay, so here we are. This is day 34. It's Thursday, April 15th, tax day. Fortunately, I paid my taxes and they already cashed the check, so that feels good. There were so many years where I sweated it out on this day, but it's already paid, so gotta figure that good for me. So today I got up really early, like 5:30 in the morning, and I could not get back to sleep. But that's not important. I had not really prepared for the class because I realized I had an hour to work on the class, and that's what I did um, during the morning. I also did some work with piano, which was always relaxing and good for me to do. Not the lessons themselves, but that's it. I take a lot with me from those piano lessons because I realize how intense it is to be a teacher and how intense it is to be a student. And I love that, but I also am very concerned that students will not be fed in the way that I'd like them to be fed, the way I would like to be fed, actually. So that's it here. Anyway, but after a few hours of like tossing and turning and working and all the other things I do, the class turned out to be fairly good. We started out talking about the exam, and the exam is coming up next week. And I gave them a practice exam, and we went over the 20 questions. And basically, I exhorted them to be careful and to study for the exam and be careful when you take it, because when a teacher has only a multiple choice format, I could do lots of formats, but that's the one I've chosen for these tests. Um, because they're hard to prepare, but they're easy to grade. Um, then I said the only thing we have to really make a distinction between excellent students and less than excellent students is by making the questions tricky enough to warrant them to take the time. And then if they start floundering, then they will get frustrated. And I'm not against that. I mean, I think students have to work through it. Like, I think of Phil Jackson as a basketball coach, letting people, when their team is going down the wrong path, try to straighten it out on their own, but not just calling a timeout or putting in substitutions, but actually like trying to help them to create their own experience. So hopefully that will help. Other than that, so that's it. Then after that, we did some grammar, but not enough to really warrant even the time we spent on it. But that's all I did. The best and most successful part was when we went to the writing book and we talked about process writing. I'd given them an elaborate assignment about Piranha and how she, makes weapons, how she creates a home, and how she provides for herself her own food. But I when I thought about it, and I've been thinking about it since I wrote it up last night, it's like, oh, I don't want to read 24 papers about that are going to be less than phenomenal. So I decided that I would allow them to write about whatever process they think they would like to write about, and having doing that was just with the point that I wanted them to like do something on their own. Now I did warn them against like stealing from the internet, which is so easy to do in this kind of paper because everybody can find a recipe or find something about something that you do, and that's a good. But I figured, hey, I got 12 more classes with the students. Who cares what they do really? I mean, ultimately, it's like I can't do much about it, and I don't want to do much about it. I just feel like, I'm beginning to feel sad. Well, everything around now is just kind of in a sad time as things end and new things have not yet opened up and to begin. So there's a certain kind of worry and anxiety involved in that. But then I surprised myself by going into the island of the Blue Dolphins with only 10 minutes left. And I made them stay 20, and we read and we talked about the book. And I really like that. I don't know why I like that part of teaching the best. but I certainly have always enjoyed like asking questions and listening to what students have to say and trying to be directed without being, being too directed. So anyway, so now that the week is over and I guess number 11 or 10, this is number 10 is in the books, and we have 6 to go in the final exam, that, I'm beginning to feel like the end is near, and I'm feeling the liberty of it perhaps, but also kind of the sadness of it, and those two things are creeping in. So anyway, I pulled back on the assignment, and I'm going to let them do whatever they want, and which reminds me, I better go and change it right now. So thank you, and I hope you have a great week.